Okay, so good morning again, everyone. So we are still in chapter 3. So let's uh, look at the what we have learned last week is uh, the decoder, but multiplexer not yet, right? And oh, there are a lot to go, yeah. So we have learned what is combinational circuit, where it is a circuit that is uh, its output will depend on the input, where the output will change immediately after or whenever any of the input change, right? And this is different from sequential circuit, where the output will depend on not only on the input but also depend on the what we call the state or the memory of the circuit, right? So a decoder is one of the combinational circuit. So if we look at this, so you have decoder and multiplexer. Actually, you have encoder and demultiplexer, but encoder and demultiplexer is not very useful in computer. In computer or in microprocessor, we use decoder and multiplexer a lot. So, for example, decoder is used uh, to decode the memory address, or to use to activate any particular module at a time. Multiplexer used to design a bus system. All right, for example, uh, a bus system to a module at one time. One data from one particular bus is allowed to enter the module. All right, so we use multiplexer to control that flow of data. All right. So last week we have learned uh, how to design a decoder, and this is the decoder, and this is the simple decoder, 2 to 4 decoder. All right, the schematic of the decoder, and we also learn how to code using VHDL and use the behavioral modeling here, and here use the structural modeling. And we also have learned how to design a bigger decoder using, for example, 2 to 4 decoder to build a 3 to 8 decoder. All right, and we also learned how to write the code for this the 3 to 8 decoder. And we also learned how to use decoder to uh, uh, to output a specific um, output pattern. For example, the 7-segment display, where this code will activate the LED for the 7-segment display based on what number we want to display. For example, number 3, so which LED we need to turn on. All right, so we will use the 7-segment decoder to do that. And this is the code for the decoder, and I believe we have learned this last week. This code is by using the behavioral code also, and we use the case statement to define the output of the 7-segment decoder. Right now we go to the multiplexer. This is the graphical symbol of the multiplexer, and we have learned actually the multiplexer before in chapter 2, also been introduced to multiplexer in your previous course, maybe in digital electronic. Yeah, we have learned multiplexer also. So the multiplexer is the symbol is like this, where we have the input here and we have one control signal to control which signal will go to the output at a time, at one time. All right. So for example, in this case, when s equal to 0, the output will be equal to W0, and when s equal to 1, the output F will be equal to W1. All right. So this is the full truth table of this of the multiplexer, 2 to 1 multiplexer. This is the simplified truth table. So we will see if s equal to 0, F will be equal to W0, and when the s equal to 1, F will be equal to W1. Right. So this gate level schematic is this, or logic circuit is this. We have learned this actually already in chapter 2, and this is the Boolean equation. And of course, when we have a Boolean equation, we can code, or we can model the multiplexer using data flow modeling. And also we can use, in this case, is the behavioral modeling, right? So if s equal to 0, so F should be W0, and if F equal to 1, or in this case we use else. Else here means that s equal to 1. So in the case of s equal to 1, F should be equal to W1. Yeah, very simple, very easy. And we also can use the data flow modeling to model the multiplexer, right, using the equation. And this is 2 to 4 multiplexer, 2 to 4, sorry, 4 to 1 multiplexer. All right, where we have the 4 input, and of course when we have 4 input, we need 2 control signals, right? Because one control signal can have 2 options only, 0 and 1. But if you have 4 options, you need to have 2 control, because to represent all 4 options here, you need 2 bit, 2 bit, 0 0 0 0 for this one, 0 1 for this one, 1 0 for this one, and 1 1 for this one. All right, and you have F, and this is the simplified truth table of the 4 to 1 multiplexer, and this is the logic circuit, or gate level schematic of the 4 to 1 multiplexer. All right, so if we have this, actually we can straight away code, write the Verilog code for our multiplexer. And this is 4 to 1 multiplexer also, using 3 2 to 1 multiplexer to build. So depend on how we design our system, our circuit. If we want to use the previous design, so this is the way. But if you want to build the the complete one, don't want to use the previous design, then this is the way, right? And this is how we code using structural modeling for this circuit. This is for this circuit, right? So straightforward actually. Okay, so no need to explain. So you need to go back and check what is the connection. All right. Now we go to the next one, which is comparator. Comparator is used to compare a number, and this comparator is called a magnitude comparator. Right. There are 2 types of comparator that we will learn in this course. Right. The first one is magnitude comparator, where we will compare the magnitude of the data, or the positive number only. But if you want to compare the positive and negative number, we need to use arithmetic comparator that we will learn after this. So for example, we want to compare a number, right? So maybe I use the tablet, so I can write something on the slide. Okay, so hopefully you can see the screen. If you cannot see, you just tell me, yeah. So we are at the comparator. Alright, so this is the comparator. And also the magnitude comparator is this one, sorry. This one is the equality comparator, where we want to check whether the data, our data, is equal or not. So actually very easy how to check for equality. We can use the XOR gate. So when we look at XOR gate, right? So we can have something like this. Now let's look at the characteristic of the XOR gate. So we can have input A, B, and F. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. The output for the XOR gate will be 0, 1, 1, 0. Or in this case, we use XNOR. So if the output of XNOR gate is 1, 0, 0, 1. Alright, so we can use XNOR gate to design the equality comparator. So when we observe the output of an XNOR gate, okay, we can see that if A and B is equal, F equal to 1. Alright, if not equal, for example 0, 1 or 1, 0, F is equal to 0. And when the number is equal here, 1 and 1, so we have F equal to 1. Alright, this means that the XNOR gate can be used to build the equality comparator. So to check whether the input is equal or not equal. Alright, so if we have a bigger data to be compared, if we want to compare a bigger data, for example 4-bit in this case, so we can have something like this. We compare bit by bit. So we have A0, B0, we compare. So for example, we have something like this. A 4-bit 0, 1, 0, 1, and B 4-bit 0, 1, 0, 1. So we compare one by one each bit. Okay, so by using the XNOR gate, So here we have 1, here we have 1, here we have 1, here we have 1. So if all 1, then we can say that A and B is equal, right? Okay, because if we look at the connection here, where all are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So, and because this is an AND gate, so we have equal to 1. When equal to 1 means that the number that we want to compare is equal, right? But if one of the value is not equal, for example, one of the bit is something like this. So here we will have 0 already. So if we have 0 here, so at B1 here we have 0, then EQ here will be equal to 0, means that the number is not equal. So as simple as that. So you can design a circuit to check whether the input, if you have to input, for example, 4-bit or any other bits, you can have something like this to check whether the input is equal or not equal. But if you want to do more, all right, for example, we want to know whether A is greater than B or not, or A is less than B or not. So we need to do a little bit more, where we need to have an extra circuit, right? So for example, this is A and B, so we want to compare, right? This, or maybe the idea come from something like this. So to check for equal, of course, we can use the equal. Very easy. We use the XNOR. And to check for example, whether A 1 bit here, right? A3 is bigger than B3 or not, right? So because we work in digital, right? When we work in digital, the number is easy. We have only 0 and 1. So there is two number only, 0 and 1, or 1 and 0. All right. So if A1 is equal to 1 and B3 is equal to 0, okay, means that A3 is greater than B3. All right. And if A3 equal to 0 and B3 equal to 1, then we know exactly that A3 is less than B3. All right. So we can have a circuit something like this, right? To know whether A greater than B or not, A3 greater than B3 or not. So we can have something like this. Okay. A3, B3, right? And this signal is, for example, we name it A3 GT greater than B3. The name of this output here. All right. So if A3 equal to 1 and B3 equal to 0, so what will we have here? This one will be equal to 1, right? So we know exactly that if A3 equal to 1 and B3 equal to 0, then A3 must be greater than B3. All right. And for another circuit to check whether A3 less than B3 or not, So we can have a similar circuit where now A3 is connected to maybe I use here. Okay, so we have A3 less than LT B3. All right. So if this is A3 B3, so if A3 equal to 0 and B3 equal to 1, so we have here equal to 1, means that A less than B. All right. So that is the idea to compare 2-bit number, 2-bit number. All right. Any question? If you need me to repeat, then I will repeat. Yeah. Any question? Okay. So if you clear on that, so we can proceed. So now if you have, this is 1 bit. Yes. Yes.
Someone request to repeat.
Okay, someone, not you.
Of course I.
Okay, Aiman pun tak faham, tak dapat faham. Okay, I just repeat. I want you to get to the concept. Okay, so maybe I have a new one here. Okay, now our idea is to compare a number, and we will use the hardware. All right, so you need to remember that we want to use the hardware to do logic, to do logic thinking, right? Just like what human do. Okay, we are human, so to compare a number, for example, I give you 4 and give you A equal to 4, B equal to 5, and I ask you which one is bigger than which one, so you can immediately tell me that B is bigger than A or A bigger than B, right? Because this is hardwired in your brain already, right? So but we want to create the hardware that is not a living thing, to think at least just like a human, just like human. So so we need to understand how the hardware work. So the tools that we have now is the digital. All right, and of course we have the logic gate to design the circuit to represent the logic. All right, so we want to design a comparator. So what we need to do or to know is that the comparator is used to compare number, whether the number is equal or whether the number is bigger or less than, right, to another number. So for example, we have two number A and B. Okay, A and B. So we want to know whether A equal to B or not, or A less than B or not, or A greater than B or not, right? So the first one is to check whether A equal to B or not. All right, and A here is 1 bit and B is 1 bit. All right, so to check A equal to B, we can have something like very easy, because we know that the behavior of one particular gate, called XNOR gate, behave just like this. If we have input here A, B, and the output F, and of course if you have 2-bit input, you should have 4 possibilities, right? This is 4 possible combination of AB. So for XNOR gate, the output is like this. So when we observe carefully here, we can see that when the number is equal, F equal to 1. And when the number is not equal, F equal to 0. And again, if number is equal to 1, 1 here, F equal to 1. So this clearly we can use in our circuit to design the equality checker, right? We can check whether A and B equal or not. So in this case, if A and B equal, F should be equal to 1. So we can have our circuit something like this for check for equality. A, B, and we have this signal now we call A, E, Q, B, A equal B, or something like this, E, Q, B. So we have one circuit already to check the equality. In this case, when 0, 0 come, we know exactly that A equal to B because this signal give you 1. 1 means that, yes, correct, true. The condition is true. Okay. And if either one is equal to 1, so now our output is equal to 0, means that A and B is not equal. Alright. So if A and B is not equal, we can have other possibilities, whether A is less than B or B or A is greater than B, right? So to do that, we need other circuit, other kind of circuit. So the idea is that if A less than B means that A must be equal to 0 and B must be equal to 1 because we have only 2 numbers. We don't have B equal to 2 or A equal to 2 or A equal to 10, right? We have only 0 and 1. So definitely when we say A less than B means that A must be equal to 0 and B must be equal to 1. Alright? So to check for A equal to 0 and B equal to 1 is actually A bar B. Alright? So the circuit for A bar and B is okay, A, this is A bar, and we have B. And of course this is the same signal, yeah? And here we have A LT less than B. So for example, if A is 0, in this case, B equal to 1, so this will be equal to 1. Means that the condition is true. Condition is true exactly means that A is less than B. Now, for A greater than B, alright, the number or the value for A must be 1 and the number of B must be 0. Alright, so it should be A and B bar. Okay, so to check whether A is greater than B or not, we have A, we have B, so A greater B. Alright, so if A equal to 1, B equal to 0, so here we have 1. Other than that, we have 0. Alright, so that is the idea. So kalau faham, we go to the next one, where we want to design a bigger circuit using a small circuit. For example, this one is for 1 bit, kan? If 1 bit A and B 1 bit, then we can use this one to compare the number. But what if A is 2 bit, B is 2 bit, or more than that? And so we can design that also, okay, by using this idea ataupun by using the hierarchical design methodology. So in the example here, we will use the hierarchical design methodology. Okay, so ni kan. So for example, A is now 4 bit, B is now 4 bit. All right, how do we design the circuit to detect whether A is more than B or not, or less than B or equal to B, right? And again, kalau if for example we have A kan 4 bit, if we have 0 1 0 0 and B is 0 0 1 0, so which one is bigger? So definitely A. All right, because A is 4, B is 2. Okay, and we can see, okay, that sini we can use the previous idea. For example, this one is 0, this one is 0, so we can check one by one kan. So ni tak equal, this one equal. So we check the first one dulu. We check the first one, the MSB of both. All right, so if this is equal, means that the rest so you need to imagine, if you are the hardware, it cannot look everything at one time as us human. So the hardware will do something like this. It will check one by one. So in this case, the hardware will assume that A and B is equal because the first bit that it checks is equal, and so this is, it says that this is equal, and then it will go to check the next bit. All right, and here it will make the conclusion that A is bigger than B now, correct? So if we found that A equal to bigger than B now, here means that the rest no need to check already, because if here we know that A more than B already, the rest is don't care already. So for example, if we have A equal to 0 1 0 0 and B equal to 0 0 1 1 and 1 1, you see this one we found already that A is greater than B. The rest, although this one is 0, this one is 1 0 1, tapi the number is 4 and 3. So when we found the first time that A is greater than B, and that definitely A is greater than B without checking the next bit. The next bit. Same as if we have something like this, right? Same as if we have something like this one. Okay, see? If we found that A is less than B here, the rest is don't care already. All right, it will be always A less than B. Okay, because this one is significant. This bit is significant as compared to the rest. All right. Okay, sama juga. It's same like in decimal concept, right? For example, we have number 19 190 and we have 188, right? So this one equal, yes, we need to check the second one, and we know that the second one, this is A, this is B, A is bigger than B already, so we don't need to check, no need to check the rest one already, all right, because we know already this one is significant as compared to this one. Okay, same like in digital, all right. So that is the idea. Okay. So any question? Should be okay. So let's go to this. And now, how do we design a bigger comparator using a smaller comparator, a 1-bit comparator, to design a more than 1-bit comparator, for example, 2-bit or 3-bit or 4-bit or any other bits, any other size. So of course, to compare whether A equal to B or not is by using the XOR gate. Okay, very easy. And to know that A is greater than B or not, so in this case, the out signal is not named as out equal, and this is out greater. This means that A greater than B. And for less than, so we have A out LT, or out less. So this is A3 bar, B3. All right. Now, how we want to connect to A2? All right, connect to A2. So this is how. So we have the circuit inside. So the circuit here is actually this thing, right? Actually, this. What is inside the module is actually this one. Okay. So now, when we want to propagate now, so we need to go back to this concept just now. So when we want to propagate the value of greater and less than and or greater than to the next bit, so this is how we connect like this, right? And we need to have this for input for the second module. All right. So if, for example, A3 and B3 is equal, means that this signal should be equal to 1, right? This signal is equal to 1, out GT is equal to 1. So, meaning that this one is equal, right? So, to get the out GT, and for example, B2 and A2 and B2 is equal, so this must be equal to 1, and this one, of course, equal to 1, because the previous one equal to 1. Then we have here equal to 1. Right? Yeah. To check whether both are equal or not. This one. Go back to. Hold on. Okay. Go back to this so that I can show you clearly. Okay. Okay, can you see this screen? All right. So now let's have these two only. A3, B3, A2, B2. Now assume that A3, B3 is equal. A3 equal to B3 and A2 equal to B2. Alright? Means that this signal must be equal to 1 and the rest should be equal to 0. Okay, because the number is equal. Yeah? So, how to get this equal to 1? Okay, to get this number equal to 1, this must be in equal ni, or equal, sorry, equal kat bawah this must be okay, and this should be, because A3 and B3 equal, right? So this one should be equal to 1, and A2 and B2 equal, so this one should be equal to 1. So how to propagate this value? So this is how to propagate. This is A2 in this case, B2 in this case. All right, and this should be 1, kan? 1. So 1, and this is 1, so we have our equal to 1. So we can propagate. All right, and again, let's assume that this one pun equal. So we want to propagate this to the output here. So this is the same. And all right, so we have in equal to 1, and the output here equal to 1. Then we have the output here equal to 1. All right, and now let's assume that ni pun sama, equal, A0 B0 equal. Now the input, our input here is still equal to 1, and A0 B0 is equal to 1 juga. Then we have equal to 1. Then now we have 0 1 0 here. Means that if we have the output like this at the end, means that A equal to B. Okay, I repeat, I repeat again. Let's, for example, we want to check 4-bit number, right? A and B. A is 4-bit, B is 4-bit. And let's assume in the first case that A is actually equal to B. And what is happened inside? So remember, in hardware, we need to check bit by bit. All right. So to know that A equal to B or not, means that the first bit, A3 and B3 ni, equal. So the output here must be equal ni, must be equal to 1. The rest should be equal to 0. All right. So if the output here is equal to 1, means that A and B equal to A, and A3 is equal to B3. All right. So that we have that. So now we know that A3 and B3 is equal. Now we want to check A2 and B2. All right. And in this case, it is equal also. Okay. So the output here should be like this also. All right. So that we confirm that A2 is equal to B2. So how to get this? And we have this input. This input. This is the input, and this should be our output if this 2 is equal and this 2 is equal. So again, the input here, we know that should be equal to 1, right? INEQ equal to 1. And to get this equal to 1 is what we learned just now, is this. A, which is A2, X no B, B2. And now if both equal to 1, that's we will get this equal to 1. All right. And again, when we want to check whether this one equal or not, and in this case, let's assume that A1 and B1 equal. All right. So again, again, the input here must be 1. Right? Must be 1. So this must be 1. And using our previous knowledge that we use XNOR, so A1 and B1 XNOR should be 1. Now we have output E out ni equal to 1. Then 1. Alright. And again, the last bit, we assume that A0 equal to B0. So, same thing. We will have the input is INEQ ni should be equal to 1. And the output here, using this one, should be equal to 1. And we will have 0, 1, 0 here. Alright. So, if we have the output at the end stage here, right, A0, B0 ni, the output is like this. Now we confirm that A is equal to B. Alright, that is the case that A equal to B. Now, what if A greater than B? Alright, so for the case that A greater than B, okay. For the case that A greater than B, so for example, the number is 0 for A, 0, 1, 0, 0. And B is 0, 0, 1, 1. For example, this is 4, this is 3 kan. Okay. So, now we need to compare one by one again. So, in this case, A and B. So, yeah. So, we compare using this equation. Now, you have this 0, 0. So, what output should you get here? Should be 0, 1, 0, right? Because A3 and B3 is equal. So the out equal for A3 and B3 should be 1 here, out equal, right? So now our system know that A and B is equal for now. Alright? And check the next bit. So now check the next bit. The next bit we need to use this equation, out greater here. Alright? And of course the out equal also the same. So let's check the out equal. So out equal for the next one, this one should be 1, right? In equal should be 1. Now A2 XNOR B2, and we have A2 equal to 1 and B2 equal to 0. What is the output here for this gate? Should be 0, right? XNOR. Remember, if the number is different, 1 and 0, so we should have 0, and the output here should be 0. Now the number is not equal anymore, alright, because out equal here equal to 0. The number is not equal. If not equal, can be two possibilities, whether A greater than B or A less than B. So we need to check for this one, which one is 1 now. Alright, so to check for greater or not, we need to use this equation. So in this case, in greater, in our case, is equal to 0, right? In greater equal to 0, right? Now, this is to check whether A is more than B or not. Alright? So, in this case, IN equal to 1 and A is equal to A is equal to 1 and B2 is equal to 0, right? And B2 bar should be equal to 1 lah. Okay, because B2 ni equal to 0, so B2 bar should be equal to 1. So in here, you will have the output here equal to 1. Alright, again, y1 here we know that equal to 0, yeah, 0, or, and this is OR gate, in equal to 1, and look at this, yeah, look at this, A equal to 1, but B equal to 0, but this is B bar, so we have 1. So we have 1, and with this 1, 1, 1, so we have always 1, right? So in this case, we have this equal to 1. And what about this one? Should be 0. Why 0? Let's check. Alright. So in less than should be 0. Equal should be 1. Yeah, in this case. This one, because our A is equal to 1, so we have 0 now. And B equal to 0. So this product will give you 0. So 0 or 0, so you have 0. So that's why you have 0 here. Alright. Now your system know already A is greater than B. Do we need to check the rest? No need. Alright. But of course your system will check, but it will propagate this value to the output. Why? Look at the equation here. Look at the equation here. Now we have this, yeah. Now we have this. Okay. So out GT equal to 1 and out EQ equal to 0. So here in this part, right? We want to get this part. So out equal this one. So because in equal is equal to 0, so this one we have equal to 0. No problem. And this one, because in GT is equal to 1, and this is OR gate, this will give you always 1. Alright. And for this one, of course, you get 0, although this one is 0, but in this case, yeah, in this case, because in equal is equal to 0, so this product you have 0, so the output should be 0. Alright. So again, you will have this one. And when you propagate this to this block, you will always get this value. Alright. Now we will get exactly, or we know exactly, A is greater than B. Alright. So that is the idea, yeah, the idea. Okay. So any question? So I think you need to go back, and after this you need to check, look at again how the system work. But the idea is there. All right. So here I give you another example, or is it the same example? Or the same example, yeah. This is the same example. So to have your circuit, you need to connect like this, for 4 bit. All right. You need to build the for the 1 bit first, and then you connect like this. So to check for example, whether A is greater than B or not. So first is the first input you have to put in your system is 0, 1, 0. All right. First, we need to assume that the first bit is equal. Then we check for this A3 and B3. So we get the output. So in here we should have 0, 1, 0 also because A and B is equal, right? A3 and B3 is equal, so we have 0, 1, 0. Now go to the next stage, A2, B2. So this one, so we know that our GT must be 1 in this case, and the rest is don't care already. All right. Okay, so that will be the magnitude comparator, and this magnitude comparator can be used only for positive number. When you want to compare a negative number, you cannot use this comparator. All right, this is for positive number only. Okay.